Coach Billy Mims, and we want to say right off the bat here, we have the player of the game sponsor. It is Al's Trophy Shop. Fans, we want them to stick around, and we already said that to them. So we're going to pick the player of the game here. And, if you're looking for awards to present to your dedicated athletes or employees, shirts and badges for your business, Al's Trophy Shop has that covered. A family-owned, operated business. They can do anything from trophies, plaques, ribbons, embroidery, screen printing, and much more. Al's customers are the winners. We appreciate Al giving us this nice plaque today.
And I'd like to say thank you to both Terry and Dean, who are special people at Al's Trophy Shop. They've always helped with our summer camps. They decided to kick in, Jim, and they're sponsoring the award, the player of the game. We're going to have every home game this season, we're going to have a player of the game plaque. And the first one, tonight's, and the Billy Mims postgame show, sponsored by Al's Trophy Shop. They have offices in Palm Bay and Cocoa. So whether you're south of the county or north of the county, if you got awards, you got to find Terry and Dean at Al's Trophy Shop. Terry, Dean, if you're watching, thank you so much for your sponsorship, support of our program. And it gives me great pleasure, pride, to present the first ever player of the game plaque for the 21-22 season, sponsored by Al's Trophy Shop in the St. Leo game. An unbelievable come-from-behind victory. And I thought the difference maker in that was the Detroit dog himself, Runako Ziegler. Knock, love you, man. Great job. Great job. This is for you, buddy. Jim, you can talk to Nako about the end, and I'll jump in after you. Put those on, and congratulations.
My guy.
Okay, you can hear me right? Nako, so I look at some of your stats here. You had 21 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, 7 out of 14, 7 of 8 at the free throw line, just 3 steals. Everything, you just took it on your shoulder because some of our key players did not have what I call a marquee game, and so somebody had to take up the slack, and you sure took up the slack with 21 points. And this is a great deal. A player of the game going to Runako Ziegler here for a great effort. I mean, some of those shots down inside that paint, I don't know how you could make those shots, and you make them anyway. So what do you think about this award?
It's a great honor, but this is a team award. Everybody came and deserved this. This is not just mine. We had freshman Josh Mims coming in hitting 2 big threes in his first home game. And we also had Jay come in, and he hit a big 3 to put us up 1 in the fourth quarter. And I think that was our first lead. That was our first comeback lead, so that was big. So this is a team award. This isn't mine.
And, Mackay, in the side, he had 13 points and 14 rebounds in some tough competition there. So everybody did what they had to do, and you were down 14 points in the second half, and it was 72-66, and we kind of went on a 14-0 run, I think.
Yeah, it was easy for us to just give up and just let them win, but it was personal. Last year they took us out the playoffs in the semifinals, and we've been waiting for this moment all season. We've been talking about playing them all season, and to get this win, this is big moving forward.
Well, you know how upset they were. They didn't want to leave the floor down here, and they were a little upset because they just beat some club about 109-60 or something, and they have been very successful. And I said in some of the broadcasts here tonight that I thought they were in the top 4 in our league, along with with the teams like Rollins and the teams like Nova and places like that. I thought they were right up there, and I was here today when Coach talked to everybody out at center court, and he said, and he was talking to you as well as everybody else, he said, we got to make sure we protect our home court. And there was a time when I kind of almost gave up on it because we were down 14, and it was like 8 or 9 minutes to go, and I thought, well, we're not getting it done. We're just matching baskets with them, and then all of a sudden they started turning the ball over. They turned the ball over late. They didn't have many turnovers until late, and then they turned over 4 or 5 times.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, they're projected finished number 2 in our league, and they projected us at number 10 in the beginning of the season. So our team took that very personal. Off the great season we had last year, even though it was a short season, we finished 4-4, and we beat a lot of teams that are in front of us. So the league better be on watch because we're coming for everybody.
Yeah, and, a big win we had against Benedict, and, they were a very quick, good rebounding ball club. We out-rebounded them. We out-rebounded this club here, too, 44-36. So, the team has a capability of being hard to beat, this team does, and we're not shooting the ball very well outside. We understand that. We were 28% from threes, and Session usually shoots better than that, and Sean shoots better than that, and Crockett shoots better, but Crockett hit one late.
Right, a big one.
Josh Mims made two, Sam made one, and then you take it inside and just punish the dickens out of them. And what do you got to say? Anybody up there in Michigan be looking at you?
If my mom is watching, hi, Mom, I love you. And my sister, I love you. And also to my girlfriend, Julie, and Phil, and Kayla, if y'all watching, how you doing?
All right, well, let's get Billy Mims in here. You want to talk to Runako, or you just want to talk? He's going to send Runako down to the –
Go celebrate, man. Come here, buddy.
All right, we'll get Billy Mims up here. Now, Billy, I looked at some of their scoring. I looked at Frank Webb had 21 points, but he had 21 points with about 10 or 12 minutes to go.
Jim, well, they were up 72-66, and we closed out the game on a 14-0 run. I'm going to point out a couple of stats here. In the first half of the ball game, they made 47% of their shots. We only made 36% of our shots. In the second half of the ball game, they made 38% of their shots. We made 54% of our shots. In the second half, we held them to 2 for 14 from behind the arc, 14% from behind the arc in the second half. They got to the free throw line one time against our defense. And in the second half, we were 5 for 10 behind the arc, 2 huge ones from Josh Mims and Jacob Crockett, 2 huge threes in the second half. But I'm going to say this. You look at how we played defensively. When we put those 2 kids in, Jacob and Josh played all week on the white team. They were running St. Leo's offense all week and did an amazing job of mimicking St. Leo, but played great all week. And I said, you know what? These guys are ready to play. And I thought that they would defend well. So we switched into a defense that suited Jacob and Josh, and we put them on 2 of their big scores. We sent them out there to guard Diskin and Francis Sio. And I thought those 2 guys, and then Sio went out, and we put him on to guard Diskin and Coomer. And I thought Jacob and Josh both did a great job shutting those guys out down the stretch. And if you look in the second half, they were 5 for 15 behind the arc in the first half. In the second half, they were 2 for 14 behind the arc. For the ball game, they were 24% behind the arc. They made 7 of 29. For the ball game, we made 7 of 25. And the real difference in the ball game, I thought, was we kept going inside, whether it was Nako penetrating or whether it was Makai Noble or Mate Pompey going inside. But that's what created 28 free throws. We kept attacking their defense. We didn't just settle for quick threes or quick shots. We kept attacking. And I'll say one more thing. I have to say this to our men's lacrosse coach. And our men's lacrosse team tonight. Those guys were amazing. They were fantastic. The student athletes, not just the lacrosse guys, they were great, but all the student athletes, student support that came out. Last year, we missed our home court advantage. We missed this. Now, last year, we were pretty good at home, too. We won almost every game last year on this home floor once we got on a roll. But tonight was like the old days in the Clemente Center. The crowd was into the game. The pep band was fantastic. And I thought there's no doubt that the men's lacrosse team and the other student body, scholar athletes and student body that were over there, they were definitely the 6th man in the Clemente Center tonight. And defensively, there's no doubt that crowd was a big help to us down the stretch. And then every time they missed a shot, with the tremendous job we were doing defensively down the stretch, we got a big rebound after big rebound after big rebound. So, Makai Noble had a double-double, 13 points, 14 rebounds. I thought Mate Pape had another great game. He was in foul trouble, so he only played about half the game. But he played big minutes when it mattered, 7.7 rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds. Yeah. I believe he scored on like every one of them. And as we already said, Nako had an all-around great game. Session Russell didn't have his stellar night, But, he had 9 points, and he made 2 of the biggest free throws of his career late in the game to seal the victory. So, and like I said, if you look at the intangibles, bench scoring tonight, our bench put up 21 points to 16 by St. Leo. Fast break points. We wanted to control the tempo of the game. We said before the game that if we could hold them in the upper 60s or low 70s, we felt like we could win this game. We put up 50 second half points. We held them to 72 for the ball game. A combined effort of transition offense and solid defense and rebounding helped us win the second half 50-37. We out-rebounded them, Jim, 44-36.
Yep.
Points in the paint, we only, it says we lost by 2, but I find that hard to believe. We won points off turnovers. We won second chance points. We won fast break points. We won bench scoring. This was a well-deserved victory. And I'll tell you something this team has shown. We lost the first game in a tough loss. We bounced back the next day and beat a really good Benedict team, who's one of the teams picked to maybe win the SIAC. We came back and played tremendous and beat them, which was a great win on the road. This is our first game at home. So right now, we've won them all at home and half of them on the road, and that's the key to success. But we came back in here. We had a week to prepare for this game, and yesterday's practice was the best practice of the week. Today we came out here and played like the team we thought we could be, and it was, we said in the beginning that we had to play harder than them, play smarter than them, play together as one team, one goal, and that's to win the ball game. And the way our bench stepped up tonight for us showed it was definitely one team, one goal, and this team, this total team effort, got a big win tonight.
Well, Crockett had been a little, he hadn't shot the ball very well.
Nobody has, Jim.
Yeah.
Who has?
But then he shot that one on the run down there. I mean, he wasn't set anyway. He was on the run when he made that one.
You know what's funny? Right before Jacob and Josh made those last 2 big threes, when the game was about a tie ball game and we were shooting free throws, I can't remember who was at the line. I don't know if you saw, Jacob and Josh were standing on the tee at half court in front of me, and I was kneeling down on the sideline. I looked at both of them, and I said, look at me. And they looked over, and I said, you're going to make, and I pointed to one, and I said, you're going to make a big 3 to win this game. And then I pointed to the other one, and I said, and you're going to make a big 3 to win this game too. You both are going to make the big shots, and damned if they didn't.
Yep. It's, and I thought, Sam, he came in and made that 1-3 too, and the big guy can shoot it.
A big 3 by Sam. I mean,
right.
Sam played well tonight. I mean, he had 3 big rebounds. He had a blocked shot. We got really good young players. And this is the kind of team, Jim, where I think our veterans have got to always come play and be solid. But our young kids, are getting, next week we got 4 games in 5 days. We're going to get a chance to play a lot of young kids, a lot of minutes next week. And every time they take the court, they get a little bit better and their confidence soars a little more. And tonight was a big boost. But we have to understand, we're not going to win games this year because of one great player. We're going to win games. When we win games, it's going to be because we have a whole team that wants to win games.
Yep, and I like the way things. We down 14 here, and I thought, and listen, Lance Randall came in here with the. His idea was we're going to win over here at Florida Tech, but it showed how much they wanted this game because they didn't want to leave the floor.
I can't comment about anything after the game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, no comment there.
Yeah, I'm just saying they didn't want to leave the floor.
No comment.
So you
right, Daniel.
You play Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday next week?
Hey, it's a big Thanksgiving week. We're on a 2-game winning streak. And I told the guys I was proud of them for beating Benedict, but I said one game is not a streak. I said the streak starts at home Saturday afternoon against a very good St. Leo team. So the streak started today, and now we got to continue that streak. We got 5 straight at home, I think, before we go on the road again, but 4 next week. We play a good University of Puerto Rico Bayamon team coming in here Tuesday night, and it's so good to have our friends from Puerto Rico able to travel and come back and play us again. We've played them almost every year I've been here, and unfortunately the island down there was hit pretty hard with COVID, and they were locked down most of last year. And my friend Jerry Batista, the athletic director down at UPR Bayamon, said come hell or high water, our men's basketball team, our veteran kids on that team are going to get to have a season this year, and they're going to get to have a Florida trip. And they're coming back to play next week. I'm so happy to have them in town. Then Wednesday we play a good local team. It'll be a 4 o'clock tip in the afternoon, which is unusual for us. It'll be a 4 o'clock tip. But we play them Wednesday afternoon here. Johnson University, they're from over in the Kissimmee, St. Cloud area. NAIA team in the Florida Sun Conference.
John played the second game that time, I
That's
think.
right. And Johnson University is a really good basketball team. They're very well coached. And, we're looking forward to having them in here. Elliot Hernandez is from Puerto Rico and actually played for the head coach, Carlos Calcano, of UPR Bayamon back in the day himself. So we'll have Puerto Rico in here one night, and then an ex-Puerto Rican player coaching Johnson University the next night. Then we'll have a little bit of a walkthrough on Thanksgiving morning. And then our Thanksgiving tournament, thank goodness we've got it back again. And it is a tournament format. So on Friday, we will tip off the second game Friday against a very good NAI team out of Sumter, South Carolina, Morris College. They've already played 5 or 6 games. They played the Citadel Division I program up in South Carolina. They've played some really good Division II and NAI competition. They're going to be a fast-paced, athletic running, and they're going to put up a lot of threes, Jim. We play them, and that same day, Young Harris out of Georgia and in the Peach Belt Conference will take on Puerto Rico Bayamon. Then on Saturday afternoon, the 2 losing teams will play the first game in the consolation game for third place, and the 2 winners from Friday night will meet here Saturday afternoon and play for the first piece of hardware that hopefully the Panthers can keep here in Melbourne this season.
Yeah, I forgot about those consolation games. You guys are going to work me to death.
Jim, nobody does it better than you. You know that, my friend.
Yeah.
You know that.
Well,
hey, 40 years you've been the voice of the Panthers, and you know what, Jim? You're going to be impossible to replace.
Hey, Brian Lytle sponsored the game. Great thing there. He can get you the best deals ever. Just stick with him. www.teamlbr.com and the Al's Trophy Shop for this nice plaque, and we appreciate that. Post-game show.
Brian Lytle, thank you very much. You're great. His son, Ross, used to attend our summer basketball camp, and Corbin Jackson, one of our all-time great players who's playing professionally down in Uruguay right now in South America and doing very well. Corbin Jackson used to do tutoring with Brian's son, Ross. So the Lytle family's been a big part of our family for a long time. Now his son, Ross, has grown up and attending the University of Alabama, but he follows us. And I know Ross might be watching this game right now. Brian might be watching. But we love having the Lytle family as part of our family. And thank you to LBR, teamlbr.com, and Brian Lytle for sponsoring tonight's game. And again, Terry and Dean, Al's Trophy Shop, we love you. We appreciate your support.
All right, we're going to sign off here. It's the Panthers winning their conference opener 80-72, coming from behind with a 14-0 run. Yep, good thing. Good.